mantras of our Divine Mother. Our Divine Mother says, always keep quiet, peaceful, and leave everything to the Lord alone. For He knows how much more than we do. He always does the best for all human beings. He knows how to do it. We must only let Him do according to His own will and simply pray, O Lord, do it. Even if you try to do it, it cannot help. We must let the Lord do everything in His own way. The Lord does not believe in miracles, neither does He like them, because miracles are momentary. Lord's work is everlasting, but of course it takes time. Only we have to keep patience and remain quiet with all endurance, with love and blessing, says our Divine Mother. Words of our Divine Mother from our collective works of our Divine Mother, Volume 11, Notes on the Way, page 75, date 26th August 1967. Our Divine Mother begins by commenting upon a question written by a disciple. The question is, Sweet Mother, it is said that always the good and the true triumph, but we see that often in life it is otherwise. The wicked win, seem somehow to be protected from suffering. For this, our Divine Mother laughs and then remains silent. And then our Divine Mother says, people always confuse two ideas. It is from the universal and spiritual point of view that not positively the good as men understand it, but the true. The truth will have the last word. It goes without saying. That is to say, finally the divine will be victorious. That is what is said. What all who have lived a spiritual life have said, it is an absolute fact. Men, in translating it, say, I am a good boy. I live in accordance with what I think to be true. Therefore, all existence should be good for me. And our Divine Mother smiles. First of all, one's own appreciation of oneself is always doubtful. And then, in the world as it is now, all is mixed. It is not the law of truth that openly manifests itself to the half-blind human consciousness. It will not even understand it. I mean, to be more exact, that it is the supreme vision that is realizing itself constantly, but its realization in the mixed material world does not appear to the ignorant human sight as a triumph of good, what men call good and true. But to say it in a joking way, it is not the fault of the Lord, it is the fault of men. That is to say, the Lord knows what He is doing and men do not understand it. For this the child says, Sweet Mother, in a world of truth, all would be just as it is now perhaps, but it would have been seen differently. For this our Divine Mother says, both. There would be a difference. It is the present ignorance and obscurity in the world that gives a deforming appearance to the divine action, and that naturally must tend to disappear. But it is also true that there is a way of seeing things which one might say which gives another meaning to their appearance. The two are there, like this, and a gesture of intermixture. And then there is a silence, and then our Divine Mother says, you always come back to this, that man's judgment is wrong. Wrong because his vision of things is wrong, is incomplete, and necessarily this judgment must have wrong results. The world is perpetually changing. Not for a second is it like itself, and the general harmony expresses itself more and more perfectly. Therefore, nothing can remain as it is, and in spite of all appearances to the contrary, the whole is always constantly progressing. The harmony is becoming more and more harmonious, the truth becoming more and more true in the manifestation. But to see that, one must see the whole, and man sees only not even the human domain, but only his personal domain, quite small, microscopic, he cannot understand. It is a double thing that is going on, completing itself, same gesture, with a mutual action. As the manifestation becomes conscious of itself, its expression perfects itself, becomes always more different. The two moments go together. And then a Divine Mother says, it was one of the things that was seen very clearly the other day when there was this consciousness of knowledge, when the manifestation will have sufficiently emerged out of the inconscient so that all this necessity of struggle created by the presence of the inconscient becomes progressively more and more useless, and it will disappear quite naturally, and progress, instead of being made through effort and struggle, will begin to be made harmoniously. That is what the human consciousness foresees as a divine creation upon earth. It will still be only one step. For the present step, it is a kind of harmonious attainment that will change the universal progress into a progress through joy and harmony instead of progress through struggle and suffering.
They too might wander free in the green deep, primeval mystery of the forest's heart, worldless but near. She watched, no turn to lose, of the bright face and body which he loved. But Satyavan wielded a joyous axe. He sang high snatches of a sage's charm.
A Divine Mother says, but what was seen is that this feeling of insufficiency, of something that is not complete, is not perfect, that one must foresee, will exist for a very long time. If the notion of time remains the same, that I do not know. But all change implies time, does it not? It may not be translated by time as we conceive it, but it does imply a succession. All these so called problems, all the while one receives in this way questions and problems of the mind, all problems in the ignorance, is it not so? Problems for the earth, worm. As soon as you emerge up there, such problems do not exist anymore. There are no more contradictions. Contradictions always come. Contradictions always come from the inadequacy of the vision and the incapacity to see a thing from all points of view at the same time. In any case, to bring the question down to earth, no sage at any time, I think, has ever said, be good and all will go well with you externally, because it is a stupidity. In a world of disorder, in a world of falsehood, to hope for that is not reasonable, but you can have if you are sufficiently sincere and whole and entire in your way of being. You can have the inner joy, the full satisfaction, whatever the circumstances, and that nobody and nothing has the power to touch it, says our Divine Mother. Prayers given to a sadhika, taken from Champaklal's Treasures, page 46. Our Divine Mother says, thou art resplendent in the bright sun, thou makest thyself felt in the sweet breeze that passes, thou makest thyself manifest in the hearts and livest in my beings. Lord, grant that I may be entirely and eternally faithful to Thee. O Lord, marvelous friend, all-powerful Master, penetrate all our being and transfigure it, so that thou alone livest in us and by us. A birthday prayer. Our Divine Mother gives us a prayer for our birthday from the collective works of our Divine Mother, volume 15, page 199. Our Divine Mother says, "A grain of practice is worth a mountain of theories. Lord, on this anniversary day of my birth, grant that the power to know changes in me into a power to transform myself integrally." And then our Divine Mother says, "Remember that the Mother is always with you. Remember that the Divine Mother is always with you, and address her as follows, and she will pull you out of all difficulties. O Mother, O sweet Mother, thou art the light of my intelligence, the purity of my soul, the quiet strength of my vital, the endurance of my body. I rely on thee alone and want to be entirely thine. Make me surmount all obstacles on the way." Our Divine Mother stated on 5th July 1957, "For prayer and aspiration, there is no exact or special method, no way of spiritual or superficial knowledge. It comes spontaneously from within and takes possession of the outer being. Then naturally everything becomes easy and wonderful." Our Divine Mother has stated to a disciple on 15th of December 1958, "When you invoke Durga, it is I you invoke through her. When you invoke Shiva, it is I you invoke through him. And in the final analysis to the Supreme Lord go all prayers." Question. Prayer for help and gratitude. Sweet Mother, I have always thought, in what way could I show my gratitude, my gratefulness towards you? For this, our Divine Mother says to me, "This is a privilege to which I have no right, for no one takes the trouble. If there is a difficulty or an obstacle or an attack, at once they send a prayer to me, a supplication for help. Please save me, please protect me, or in order to surmount the difficulties, Mother, come to our help. Stretch out your hands to protect us. Extend your compassion, have pity on us." And when the grace has accomplished its work, the benevolent power that she is, never, then never a word of gratitude for the 1,001 things that I constantly accomplish for them. When I protect them, says our Divine Mother, when I protect them or surmount a difficulty for them, and not a word after that. When the grace has done everything for them, saved them and protected them, and has overcome all the difficulties, not a word which goes up from below, forgotten immediately. It makes no difference to them that there was a formidable force that had pulled them out of the danger, without which they could not have been saved. And how could they remain safe and at peace? Forgotten and gone without leaving a trace on them. The great miraculous phenomenon which have saved them, they do not remember. The attitude of gratefulness is always neglected. It's really neglected, an act that is not to be found in the world, at least it is rare. To be grateful, that is the difference. Taken from the Supreme, page 59. Integral gratitude. The whole being offers itself to the Lord in absolute trust. Only love can save. Our Divine Mother has stated on 29th April 1964, "Don't look exteriorly, always look within yourself, and there you'll find love, peace, light, and strength. Even the truth cannot manifest without love. It is only through love that the truth manifests. Love is a fire burning in the depths of heart."
his doom upon him came. Now the great woodsman hewed at him, and his labor ceased. Lifting his arm, he flung away the poisoned axe. Far from him, like an instrument of pain, she came to him in silent anguish and clasped, and he cried to her, "Savitri, a pang cleaves through my head and breast, as if the axe were piercing it and not the living part."
Our Divine Mother says, only love can save you, and the world will open to love only. I always pray to the Lord, Supreme Lord, manifest thy love. The grace is always there. If you go within and find the love there, then there is no I, no you, no Lord, no anybody but the love. And that love gives strength and patience. Love is eternal and never fails you. The outer world is full of confusions. Go living within, where dwells the love, says our Divine Mother. These are the words of our Divine Mother.